Hello again, everyone. Age of Dune here, and we're back with another League of Legends Shoutcast. In this particular one, I decided to go ahead and go for a jungler, which means it will not be a solo Shoutcast. I have long since realized that jungles they're not really entertaining to watch. The only one I might think about doing a solo Shoutcast on for, the jungle would be if the jungler was Teemo. Or something really unconventional that people actually want to see how it works. The actual jungling itself, because, for most things, it's you walk up and kill monsters. Stuff like Jungle Teemo, you actually have to have a certain strategy to kill the monsters without dying. So, something like that I might actually go for, but in this particular game, I am not. So, the jungler in question is a recently buffed champion. And it is Skarner right here, played by TheOddOne. Skarner that is, was, regarded as really underpowered for a long time after nerfs a while back. He got remade, and people still said, no, he sucks. He's terrible. And in the last patch, he actually got buffed. And I've actually been hearing a lot of people saying that he is just ridiculous now. And he's ridiculously strong, and he just raffle stomps all the things. So I wanted to go ahead and see that. Because I think at least one of the pros was saying something about he had a 100% win rate on him or something, which is kind of nice for him. So I wanted to go ahead and see that, see what exactly has been changed. His abilities, I think this one is still the same. Well, most of his abilities are actually the same. It's just the amount they do and somewhat what they do has changed a little. Like this one, the Crystal Slash. The actual swipe I believe is the same, but if a unit is struck, he charges himself with the crystal energy and gains attack speed and movement speed, stacking up to 3 times. So that's a little bit different, as I believe that used to slow them down. The crystalline exoskeleton, that one's still a shield, and he gains increased movement speed. Of course, I'm pretty sure that one is the same. This one is different. He summons a blast of crystalline energy, which deals magic damage and slows enemies by 45%. So that is something there to, that one was definitely a change. And then, of course, his Impale, I believe, is the exact same. Yeah, his Impale is the same. So, I wanted to go ahead and see him either way and just see what makes him so strong. As people said that he is ridiculously strong. I don't know if it's his ganks or the amount of damage he does. I'm not sure. It could just be a mixture of all three. I don't know. But I'm really curious to find out, honestly. Alright, sorry about the unpleasant sound there at the beginning. I just realized I had unfortunately changed my sound. Normally I have to update the sound so that my Fraps is recording at 5% because it's, I don't know, for some reason my voice doesn't come through very well or something. I'm not sure. I probably have a bad driver or something for my microphone, so I have to go ahead and do that. Well, this time, instead of updating the Fraps thing, I just straight up turned my volume down to 5%, which, doesn't show on you guys' end, but for me, I was like, well, why is it so quiet? What is this? We actually have a possible gank coming in from TheOddOne. Looks like Rise did not know. In comes TheOddOne, does land the slow, and they got the flash, and that's something, but that's about it. In comes the Vi, not really going to do anything here. She's just going to go ahead and back off. Does get picked up by that ward, though, so they know she's there, and now TheOddOne's going at her a little bit, but she went ahead and jumped out of there. She's going to be fine. And TheOddOne, of course, as well as Vi, are going to go back to the jungle. All right, let's go ahead and put everybody in their positions here. We've got Rise, played by Big Frogs, versus the Renekton, played by Forken'em. Or Forken'em. Put a fork in them. They're done. We're seeing another gank here from TheOddOne. I'm not sure. I'll just follow him for the moment. Lulu by Tichu is mid against the Ziggs, played by Zephyros, and we are indeed seeing one. The stun's probably going to come out from Renekton. It might actually have already done so, but there we go. They are going for this. First blood goes to TheOddOne. Didn't even need to take any tower shots there. I was about to say they're going to tower dive this, but TheOddOne was able to get that last hit off and go ahead and do that. Able to wave clear that up really fast as well, so they pushed it right up to the tower, making Rise miss the CS. He does have his teleport, though, so he's probably not going to miss too much. He's probably going to buy and then teleport on out. Would be my guess. But it looks like he's kind of chilling at the moment. There we go. Now he's buying. I guess he was waiting for some money. And there's the teleport. He did miss that whole wave, though, which is definitely not a good thing for him. Not a good thing at all. Alright, so down to the bot lane, we've got Lucian, played by DeBee's Knees, versus Jinx, played by Sane Pale? I'm not sure. Probably means something in another language that I have no idea what it is. I might have just cursed at you. If so, I'm sorry. Alright, these supports, we've got Shiniko as Morgana versus Braum, played by Zealot TKO. And then finally we've got the junglers, Vi, played by Mello. And of course, TheOddOne, playing Skarner here. Actually able to go ahead and go for the white. A lot of times you don't see junglers go for the white until, 6 or later, because that thing does a lot of damage. But I guess thanks to his shield, he was able to go ahead and go through it without even taking very much damage at all. Renekton is now coming back to lane. He's coming back with a Vampiric Scepter. So, not really too huge of a lead. Ryze has Tear the Goddess, and that's a big item on Ryze. Of course, right up front, it's not going to do a whole lot for him, but it will actually do a whole lot later on. As a side note, I actually did try playing him the other day, and I was really enjoying myself, and then my ISP went down for my city, which kind of sucked. So, if you did play with me, which is very unlikely, I'm sorry. I didn't leave you on purpose. It just happened. My ISP decided to go ahead and just kill servers for everybody. Now, I think it was actually lightning, because there's a storm going on at the time, and I know it wiped out pretty much the whole area around here. But I guess it hit a pole or something and just took out one of the big things. Looks like TheOddOne is coming in for another attack here. He's still not sick, so he's not going to be dragging this guy out. But he is waiting for it to go ahead and push. And then we may see him engage. Ryze is indeed coming out. TheOddOne's getting into position here. Renekton's kind of should being a little dangerous, not too much. There we go. Jumps in, lands the stun. The slow comes out from TheOddOne. They are going to go ahead and dive this. Renekton goes in, gets hit though. And Ryze is actually able to get that kill. He just melted to that tower, and Ryze was able to finish him off with a Q. TheOddOne almost died, but almost doesn't count, because TheOddOne did not indeed die. So that's another kill for TheOddOne. He is now 2-0-0. It's a good feeling for him. Ryze, on the other hand, he actually has a kill now. So that's going to be good for him. Gold-wise, I think that put him ahead a little bit. Thanks to the CS lead he already had, plus that kill versus assist gold values, it definitely did put him slightly ahead, and he's going to be coming back to lane with the Glacial Shroud, which is a really good item to shut down a Renekton, because it does, of course, have that armor, and it also has the all-important cooldown reduction, which is really nice for Ryze. Because, Ryze casts a lot of spells, so it's kind of nice having the ability to go ahead and spam the crap out of him. And he is actually back up to lane here, doing a little harass on the Renekton, but honestly, Renekton's probably going to be fine. Just kidding, he just chunked half of his life. Okay. Yeah, Ryze is known to be one of the few champions who can actually do decent versus Renekton top. So that is something to keep in mind. Just because, he does have that sustained damage. He's got the Q, he can cast over and over. And if Renekton comes at him with his slice, he can go ahead and root him in place and back off before Renekton's able to get the dice off. And Renekton's never going to get in range. So that's why he's one of the few champions who's actually really good against Renekton. Other than that, Renekton's a bully. He is definitely a bully top lane. Trundle's good versus him as well, but of course, I think Ryze would probably be the strongest counter. It looks like there is a gank coming in here from Vi, possibly going to go for this. No wards, so Renekton doesn't know, but TheOddOne kind of predicted it, so TheOddOne's on his way out. In goes the Vi, does land her Q, but in comes the TheOddOne, and he just pulls Vi under the tower there. Down goes the Vi, now he slows down the Ryze, and he's going for it. Ryze is actually taking quite a bit of damage, but he's doing a lot of damage to TheOddOne, but there's the shield. TheOddOne's going to be able to finish this off just barely, and he's going to get out of this with 20 health. Nice! Had it not been for that shield, TheOddOne would be dead right now. But that shield was able to keep him alive. Meantime, there's a fight going on down here. And Morgana actually does get the kill there onto Jinx. And I think Braum's going to go down as well to the Lucian. I want to see exactly what happened with that engage there. Let's see. Alright, so there they are. It looked like the ADC was over here, which is kind of strange. I'm not sure why there would be an ADC way the heck over here. Alright, okay, so she just came over to do some harass there on the Lucian, and Yeah. She got hit pretty hard there. Flashes out, but of course that stun from Morgana, and she ends up going down. Nice flash, finishing him off, and then the root there. So yeah, Morgana didn't stun her over here. Just kidding. But the root there onto Braum, making it so that Lucian can finish it off. And in the meantime, there's even more action from the mid laners, which is kind of crazy. Alright, nice slow there from the Lulu. Pops the Ziggs up there, and he goes ahead and ults, tries to get out. He's taking a lot of damage really fast, though, and he ends up going down. She's able to shield herself up, and with the health boost, of course, plus that shield, Ziggs would have had to do a lot of damage, and he was not able to do it. So he ended up melting to that, and she got another kill for them. So that actually puts the blue team back in the lead, or into the lead for the first time, not the back in the lead. And that's a good sign for them. Ryze is getting decently dangerous here. I mean, he has those 2 kills. He came back to lane. He's got a Tear the Goddess. He's working on his catalyst from the looks of it, I believe. And Renekton is actually having to go off and farm the jungle here because Ryze is so dangerous. Ryze, not only that, Ryze actually has locked this. He has locked the lane. So Renekton would have to come all the way out here to farm. He'd have to be harassed by Ryze the whole time. And, of course, that would leave him very susceptible to a Vi gank. Nice ward there from Ziggs. Gonna see that Vi coming in. And, okay, she's just warding anyway. But yeah, that's a really unpleasant situation to be in for Renekton. And Ryze is still just keeping this locked. It's slowly pushing, I believe, now. Yeah, he's got 5 caster minions, and those things do a lot of damage really fast. So it actually has pressed up. Renekton's finally going to be able to come back to lane. In the meantime, we've got another gank coming in down here on bottom. In comes the TheOddOne going for this. The root comes out from Morgana. Slow misses from the TheOddOne. Looks like they're not going to go. Nope, he's going for it now. Out comes his ulti. Going to go in on Morgana. Morgana goes down really fast there. Lucian trying to get out. He does manage to go ahead and dodge that slow from Braum. So he will actually be able to escape. Now Lulu's trying to get out. She gets slowed there. Out comes the Flame Chomper. She gets hit by the slow from Braum. In comes the Vi. And, oh, that is not a well-placed shield anymore. It started out as a good one because he thought it was just going to be Lulu. But it ended up being, you know, a Lucian from the back. Vi, all right. Lulu's doing her best to get out of this. I think she will actually be able to do so. And the bot lane is just returning to bot laners. But it is a Lucian versus a Jinx and a Braum now, which is not a good sign for the Lucian. He's going to have a pretty hard time there. But, you know, that was a kill there for the red team. Great for them. In the meantime, Renekton is back able to get CS again, which also great for the blue team. And he missed one. I don't blame you, dude. I do too. I do too. Alright, lots of MIA pings, both sides. Renekton letting Ziggs know, hey, Ryze is MIA, careful. Ryze was just warding that, so it's okay. And Ryze is actually continuing to shove this. He knows he can't lock the lane now. Oh! Actually able to get in there and do some harass there by Renekton. Very nice indeed. And Lulu's pressed back to her tower. She's got decent wave clear though, so she's going to be able to get most of this CS, if not all of it. Yep, she got all of it. In the meantime, looks like there was yet another engagement down here. Morgana hanging out in this bush here. So, gets hit by the slow. She's seen by the ward, of course, which is why he was able to do that. Lucian's getting really low. In comes the Morgana. Nice dodge of that ultimate by Jinx there. Unfortunately, her Flame Chompers were not in the right position. Vi comes in as well. She's going for Braum, and actually gets pulled directly into the tower. She's going to be able to get out of this. Oh! No, she's not, because the teleport came in from Renekton, and Jinx and Renekton were able to clean that up, and that ended up being 3 kills for 1. That was definitely not worth it for them. That was a very nice teleport from Renekton. He's going to lose his tower for it. Ryze is going to get this tower, which, of course, told these guys, hey, we got to do Dragon. Yes, we got the 3 kills, but we need more. And that's going to equalize this. Oh, they also got this bot tower, which definitely puts them way in the lead on this engagement. Especially if Ryze doesn't manage to get this tower. I'm reasonably certain he will, but if for some reason he doesn't, this means it's going to be a huge thing for them. But I'm almost 100% certain he's going to take this tower with no problem. And he backs off, so yeah, there goes that 100% certainty. Alright, so no, they didn't end up really getting anything for the blue team. They got a single kill, and that is 100% not worth a tower and a dragon and 3 kills. So they came out way behind on that engagement. That was an excellent teleport there from Renekton. Just getting in there, killing the people, and, you know, just helping them out at just the right time in such a time that Rise was not able to really do anything about it. So he came back to lane. Now he's got the Blade of the Ruined King. The Rise does have the Catalyst, and he's working on his Rod of the Ages. He should see that one soon. Now Jinx is probably going to be forced to give up her tower. Her support is actually mid lane, and she's like, hey, get down here and help me. He's like, no. I'm going for this tower. And he is indeed going for the tower. It's getting really low, and I think they'll be able to take it pretty soon, but they're probably going to be trading a tower for a tower. Jinx is doing her best to make sure that doesn't happen, but I think it's going to go down here. Yeah, it's gone. And they didn't actually even get the mid lane. Although Ziggs does have that wave clear, he may be able to get the tower before Lulu comes back. The Braum came back over, and oh, another gank here from TheOddOne. Pulls Rise out, and they're going to go for the tower dive here. Down goes Rise again. That is another kill for TheOddOne. In they go on to Lulu. Down goes the tower. Ziggs flashes out and then jumps out. Braum is in a little bit of an unpleasant situation. If he can get his jump up, he can actually jump to Ziggs if Ziggs would come close enough. Did Braum have his jump, though? I want to follow Braum. Braum does not have his jump up. He's got it up in 5 seconds, and he dies before that happens. So, unfortunately, not able to get out of that one. But they did get a tower for a kill, and they're going to get another tower top. So, Vi came in with pressure mid lane to go ahead and try to save the tower, and they did actually fail. But by doing so, they gave up pressure at top, and they ended up losing 2 towers and only getting a single kill to reciprocate. So again, 100% not worth it for them. Not at all. And they're falling further and further behind. They're now 4.3k behind. For a little bit there, they were actually ahead. Oh, Vi's going in hardcore here. Lands the ult on Ziggs. Ziggs is going to die. Tries to use the jump to get out. He's burning, though. He's doing his best. No, he's going to go down. Renekton's coming in from behind. He's not going to be able to do anything, though. There are not nearly enough red team members here to engage on this. And he's going to be forced back. Out comes the culling there. Braum says, my culling. In comes TheOddOne, though, forcing the flash from Lulu. Nice job there. Does he have ult? He does have ult. That's actually a really short cooldown. He has the ult, and that, of course, is why she had to flash that, because if you go down to that, you're going to have a really bad time, because Lulu probably would have died. And there we go. OddOne now going after Morgana. Morgana in a really bad position here. And there we go. Lands her ulti. Actually uses her ulti to escape that. And he says, oh, no. I'm going to flash ulti you, and then she goes down. In comes Braum and Jinx. Jinx and Braum are both going in on this tower, while TheOddOne is keeping the Lulu and Lucian completely occupied, trying to save their support's life. These guys were just going for that tower. They got it down well over half. So that was a really nice play there by TheOddOne, just completely distracting them and just letting them do so much damage to that tower. Blue team probably should have figured out a little while beforehand, hey, we need to save the tower. But they tried to save Lulu instead. Honestly, I can't say I blame them. I do the same thing. And yeah, they're going to lose their tower for this eventually. These guys are shoving it up pretty hard. It's not going to be quite yet, but it's getting really close. Lucian headed back. Braum is just doing a little bit of dance there. Yeah. Ooh, did she get that? Oh, yes, she got that one. Nice use of the rocket there. Not of course, her ulti rocket, but the other rocket. Renekton, of course, in the meantime, has pushed top. Mid lane is still pushing. They're trying to keep this pushed. And OddOne came down here and shoved this wave up. So this tower's going to take a little bit of damage. Nothing too bad because the Lucian is here to go ahead and shove it back. And in the meantime, mid lane is actually forced back by these guys. They still have yet to take more than a single tower. They took that tower down bot, which is definitely good for them. But they really need more. And unfortunately for them, I mean, they haven't done nearly enough damage. They might be able to take the top one pretty easily. Except Renekton's already on his way up there to defend it against this Rise push. Their mid one will be definitely a lot harder for them to take. Especially since the red team's being very careful to keep people here that can go ahead and clear out these waves. Making sure that the blue team isn't able to shove this. They don't want to lose that tower. That provides so much vision. And if you end up giving that up, it's really not exactly ideal. And as long as they have this here, they've got that vision control of their own jungle. It'll be a whole lot harder for the blue team to really do much of anything. Dragon's coming up in 45, and we already see the red team setting up for this. They working on, they cleared out the wards already with that ping. And OddOne going for Vi. Nope. Gets picked up with the ward. He's actually going for this, though. And there we go. Goes in. Morgana uses her ulti. He uses his ulti on her. He gets hit by the ulti finish there. And Vi goes for the Jinx. Gonna die to it, though. OddOne does actually survive. In comes Renekton going for the Ryze. Ryze goes down fast. Actually goes down to Ziggs. He did manage to kill off the Braum first. But, of course, that's a support for a carry. And that is definitely not worth it. They're gonna lose this tower for sure. And they may end up losing the dragon as well, as it's up in 4. There we go. Down goes the tower. The dragon just popped back up. The question is, will these guys go to it right now, or are they going to go ahead and wait for the OddOne to come back up? They're going for it now. They may be able to finish it off before OddOne's even able to get here. They've got Jinx. Jinx does a lot of damage really fast. And yeah, the blue team's not even... They're not even headed down here to go ahead and offset this, or to try to fight it off. They know they can't. They're way too far behind. Vi just came back to life, so... Yeah, they had to give up that free dragon there, and now Jinx is here to shove this wave back again and get her some sweet, sweet CS. Quite a bit of it, too. Another standoff here at the top lane. Ryze is on his way up to shove this. I think it would actually shove in the red team's favor had Ryze not headed up here. But he is actually coming up, and he's going to go ahead and turn this right back around. Renekton's probably going to head up here pretty soon, too. He was already on his way up. I think he thought about it for a second there. And then he saw Ryze up here, up top, so he's like, alright, I'm going to go for that. And in the meantime, Braum is just trying to keep this separate. It looks like he's going for to help the Ziggs with the blue buff here now. Ziggs actually didn't need much help, honestly. Oh. Alright, there we go. Blue buff goes to the Ziggs. Ziggs is headed back to mid lane, and he's going to be able to keep this from hitting that tower. That's one of the things about Ziggs. Ziggs is really good at keeping things from hitting towers. He's really good at that. Annoyingly so at times. Looks like Renekton's headed back again, too. This may give Ryze the opportunity to go ahead and take the tower. I doubt it, but it actually might. Renekton had to come back, and he had to stay here. He's got his Banshee's Veil, which is going to be good against Ryze, but he may have gone back at just the wrong time so that Ryze could get that final killing blow on the tower. I'm not sure, though. Jinx is on her way up, so she gets picked up by the ward there. And he is actually going to go ahead and back off. She'll be able to clear out these minions before... Oh, that was interesting. Oh, he's going for it. He gets hit by the dragon stompers there. In goes Renekton. Got the flash. And going to be forced to fall back there. They did indeed save that tower. And they got a flash for it as well. In the meantime, down here, we've got OddOne going off and invading the jungle. Clearing out the wards. Getting ward coverage of these people's jungle. They've got both towers down. Oh, and he goes in onto the Vi. Forces her to jump out of that. And out comes that ultimate. In comes the ultimate from Ziggs. Lulu forced to ulti herself. And I think she may actually end up getting out of it. Yeah, she's gonna... Oh, down she goes to Ziggs along with that Morgana. Nice Q there from him. In the meantime, Renekton and Jinx are just shoving this up. And that was actually a 3 versus 4 down here. 3 versus 4 that came out in the favor of the red team. So that's kind of embarrassing for the blue team. And these guys are continuing to shove. Ryze is really not able to do much of anything because, of course, this right here. This is why. Renekton is ridiculously good at the tower dives. He's got that ulti. He just goes in and says, yeah, you die. And that's exactly what happened there to the Ryze. He had no chance. These guys are shoving mid. Vi says, I'm getting Grizz. She knows there's nothing she could do. If she came down here to try, she'd go down. She'd die. So she's just trying to get as much jungle farm as she can. Trying to get some money. But the question is, will she die because of it? I don't think so. They're not even headed this way. They're going to be able to take this tower. Oh, they maybe they'll get Lucian, too. He gets hit by the slow there from Braum. No, he is actually going to be able to get out of this. Able to use that jump to get out. And, of course, that clears any slows. But they just lost 2 inhibs there. And that is not a good sign for them at all. The red team, they almost kind of look like they're headed towards Baron. I kind of doubt it, though. It's a little early for that. No, they're just going to go ahead and clear out this jungle, depriving the blue team of more valuable resources. And, of course, they've got the wards in the base to go ahead and keep that vision coverage. So they know exactly where the blue team is right now. Ryze is trying his best to go ahead and farm up this wave. As he's got to be a little careful, though, because he doesn't know where the enemy team is right now. An OddOne is super deadly. Let's see, what does he build? He built Iceborne Gauntlet. I could see that for the slow. Spear of the Elder Lizard, not at all surprised there. Negatron and Ruby Crystal, as well as the boots. And there we go. He just turned the Negatron into a Banshee's Veil. Understandable. Blocking a Lulu or Ryze spell, definitely a good thing. And it looks like the red team's headed down to bot lane. Gonna go for that tower down there. It's the only one they haven't taken outside of the Nexus towers themselves. Oh, Vi's going into the Jinx, able to get her. Out comes the Ziggs ulti, down goes the Vi. That was a 1-for-1 there. Shutdown gold goes to Lucian, which is good for them, but unfortunately they're going to lose Morgana too, possibly. No, the Black Shield's able to save her this time. Oh, never mind. Nice flash from Ziggs. Says, you're going to die too. Out comes the ulti onto Lucian, keeping him alive, but in comes the Odd One, and Lucian's got to watch out here. Nope, gets ulted by the Odd One. He's going to go down, and Lulu is the only survivor of this. In the meantime, we're necking down here. I'm getting the tower. And he is. And these guys are going to go ahead and continue just destroying all these waves, making it so that none of these waves can come over here to defend this tower. And the tower's going to go down pretty quickly here. Back pings onto Braum. Braum says, no. I'm going to show off a little. Do a little BM. And then snicker on his way out. It's okay. Rise is there to laugh with him. Alright, so down at the bottom lane, they did manage to get that tower. They're continuing to the minions are continuing to shove this. And they're going to go ahead and grab the red buff and just, go around just stealing all the things. Did that go to... No, it went... Oh, it's still alive, right? There we go. Jinx is here. They're going to go ahead and give it to Jinx. Down it goes. And Odd One's just going around counter-jungling as well. Dragon is up in 15, approximately. Ooh, engagement. There we go. Odd One's going in on Vi. She gets pretty low here. Out comes that spell shield there from Morgana. Odd One gets hit up by the binding. He's going to get really low. And gets ulted. He does manage to go ahead and finish off the Vi. Down goes Rise as well to the Ziggs. Renekton just went in hardcore on these guys, forcing them back. Oh! Jinx ultimate going to finish off that Lucian. And that's going to be another tower dead here for the blue team. In the favor of the red team. They're all really low. But unfortunately, there's a support and a mid Lulu. Lulu, of course, is deadly, but it's not like a Ziggs. Ziggs is a little more deadly in some ways than is Lulu, and they're just able to go for these towers. Down goes one tower, down goes the other tower, and this is going to be a clean sweep. This is a completely clean sweep. They didn't lose. They lost a single tower. Never mind. On the plus side for Odd One, clean sweep for him. 9-0-2. Very nice indeed. And actually, yeah, it really was, a lot of that was the power of Skarner there. Just those dives top against that Rise. Rise couldn't get away. And of course, that is a problem with Rise. He's well known for being really bad at escaping. But, between Renekton and Skarner, there was nothing he could do. He could root one, and then he's slowed by the other, or stunned by the other. So that's going to be the end of this game. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.